Welcome to this Boston College Law Library video on search strategy. In this video, we will focus on searching strategies and techniques to consider as you are formulating a research plan and are ready to begin conducting your research. Let's review the preliminary steps to take as you are preparing to begin a research project. These steps should be taken before running any searches. First, be sure to read and understand the legal problem or assignment. Also, know expectations. For example, what are the client's goals and what is the final work product that is expected of you? Next, you'll want to gather relevant facts and identify the legal issues. Then identify the available research resources for your project. And finally, you'll want to develop a research strategy or a research plan. Taking these first steps will be of great assistance to you in formulating the most efficient and cost-effective search strategy. Legal research providers have designed their platforms to be as familiar to you as internet search engines. Most major providers, including Lexis, Westlaw, and Bloomberg, allow you to begin your research by conducting a keyword search across all available content. However, depending on the nature of your legal research, this search strategy may not be the best approach for conducting your research. Legal research providers offer a variety of different techniques for conducting research, which should be considered as you are developing your research plan. Let's take a look at some of the alternative search strategies available now. One alternative to jumping online and running a search is to consider starting with a secondary source, either in print or online. Secondary sources include treatises and practitioner guidance. We will examine and use secondary sources in more detail in our next class. Beginning in secondary sources is a good strategy when you are working with a subject matter that is new to you. Secondary sources, while not primary authority, explain and analyze the area of law you are researching. For example, if you're researching a Delaware corporate law issue, using a treatise such as those two you can see here, Bellotti and Finkelstein, The Delaware Law of Corporations and Business Organizations, or Folk on Delaware General Corporation Law, can help you understand the issues involved as well as identify key terms and concepts. Secondary sources also provide access points to relevant primary law. As you can see in the screenshot of the online version of Bellotti and Finkelstein from Westlaw, the treatise provides the relevant section of the Delaware corporate statute relating to indemnification of directors with analysis, and it also provides footnotes and links to the statute along with interpretive case law. So without ever running a search, you have already identified the leading statute and related cases. Another strategy for starting your research is to use the finding tools available in both print and online resources, such as Find by Citation, Notes of Decision, which are included in annotated statutes, headnotes, and tables of contents and indices. If you have a citation to a primary or secondary resource from which to begin your research assignment, online features allowing you to find a document by citation lets you efficiently access the authority. In an environment where the client is being charged for online research, using these tools is a more cost-effective method because the transactional cost for pulling a citation is significantly less than running a keyword search on most platforms. Westlaw, Lexis, and Bloomberg all have these features. You can just type a site into the search box, and on Lexis there's a special Get a Doc Assistance feature, and it will pull up the primary authority that you are interested in reviewing. Once you have accessed the authority via the Find by Citation tool, you can easily expand your research by using the Notes of Decision from annotated statutes to see how provisions of the statute have been interpreted by the courts. So you can see that here on the tab Notes of Decision. You can also search the Notes of Decisions by the box here on the right-hand side of the screen. You can also access citing references, including secondary resources for both statutes and cases, and that would be the Citing References tab and the Context and Analysis tab. In addition, with one good case, you can use headnotes in both Westlaw and Lexis to expand your case law research. We will address headnotes in more detail when we cover case law research. Other finding tools include indexes and table of contents. You may primarily associate these tools with print resources, but they are available with online resources as well. You can see here the table of contents for the treatise Liability of Corporate Officers and Directors. The table of contents allows you to see how the content's arranged and lets you browse to find the most relevant section for your research project. An index is an alphabetical list of topics covered by a source and will refer you directly to the sections most relevant to your research. They can be more helpful than a table of contents as they provide cross-references, which can help expand your key terms and also provide subtopics that can assist in identifying issues and focus your research. Here you can see a screenshot of the Delaware Statutes Index from Westlaw. And as you can see, it's arranged alphabetically. I went to the topic S corporations, and when you click on the link, this call out box here shows you what you'll be directed to. And it breaks down the topic, and then it will give you direct links into different parts of the statutes that are relevant to S corporations. Both of these tools are cost-effective ways to search. Browsing a table of contents or an index does not incur a transactional charge until you access the section you want to read in full text. These features can also save you time by not requiring you to weed through a long result list from a keyword search to locate relevant material. There will obviously be research assignments that will require you to conduct online research. As you are planning your research, the first step is to select a research platform or database. Here are some factors to consider. First, what resources are available to you, and this may depend on your workplace. Next, consider the content, coverage, and currency of any database. Will the database or the platform contain the topic coverage you need, the date coverage, and always consider how frequently it's updated. Is it current? Next, you'll want to consider the credibility of the source, and this comes into play predominantly with free resources or web sources. So always consider the source, and again, as part of the credibility analysis, you'll want to consider the currency. When was it updated or last published? You'll also want to consider cost, and this may be imposed by the client or by your work environment. Next, consider the available search features on each platform and how it will help you conduct your research. And finally, you may want to consider personal preference. So if there's a database you feel most comfortable using, you may want to use that as you feel you can be more efficient with it. But always, when you're considering that, be sure it contains the content and the coverage that you need for your research project. Once you've decided on a research database, before beginning your research, it's always a good practice to take the time to learn your way around. Locate the Help menu. Most online research platforms provide information such as research guides, frequently asked questions or videos, and helplines or 1-800 numbers, in addition to live chats, from which you can obtain search assistance and guidance. You can see here the Bloomberg Law Help site, which provides links to pages that can help you run your search. There are videos on demand as well as frequently asked questions. Next, you should always learn how to locate database content information, and this is important as it will provide the coverage and update schedules, which could be important to your research. Here's a screenshot from the Bloomberg All Legal Content screen, and you can see here's a list of the content on Bloomberg Law, and there's a circle with an I, and if you hover over that, it will provide you with the coverage, and it will also describe to you what is included in that database. And Westlaw and Lexis have similar information available on their databases. Finally, it's helpful to become familiar with the options for navigation. For example, learn how to browse content or locate specific content in titles on a platform. Once you are familiar with the platform, you'll need to determine your search technique. First, you'll need to decide if you're going to search across all content or limited content. When deciding on what content to search, consider your research problem. Do you know the jurisdiction or type of authority you're looking for? For example, have you been asked to locate the New York Limited Liability Corporation statute? If so, it'll save you time reviewing results if you limit the content you are searching to New York statutes or secondary materials. That way you will not need to review materials from other jurisdictions which do not apply to your assignment. If you are unsure of the jurisdiction and you're not sure which area of law applies to your situation, starting in all content may be useful in helping you identify the area of law and locate relevant materials. Once you have selected the content to search, you will need to decide how to run your search. As I mentioned earlier, most research providers have made it easy to run a search by entering keywords into the single search box. However, most offer a number of different ways to conduct a search that, depending on your project, may result in more efficient and cost-effective searches. We will focus on three strategies here: natural language, terms and connectors, and advanced searches. Many times when working on a research assignment, you may need to employ one or all of these strategies, depending on the nature of your research and the results you're finding. First, let's look at natural language searching. It is also referred to as keyword searching, and this is the type of search we generally use when we're searching the internet or Googling. It's also supported by Bloomberg Law, Lexis, and Westlaw. To run a natural language search, you simply type in the terms you have identified and run the search. You will find that you generally receive a large number of results with a keyword search, and they do not necessarily contain all of the terms you included. Natural language searching is a good strategy if you're not sure of the correct search terms to use, you're searching a conceptual issue, or you want to get a broad overview of an issue or topic. What is happening behind the scenes of a natural language search is that a vendor-created algorithm is applying a set of rules to identify the most relevant results given your search terms. Algorithms are proprietary to the vendors, and there is very little information available on how exactly the search is run and relevance determined. But let's take a look at Westlaw's search algorithm, as they provide a bit more information than other vendors. On Westlaw, when you type in your keywords in the search box, the search will locate documents with your terms and expand them by including related terms, as well as looking at editorial enhancements to Westlaw, such as the key number system, head notes, statutory notes of decision, and key site history to enhance your search results and provide you with what it believes are the most relevant results. The next search we will look at is a terms and connectors search, also referred to as Boolean searching. With a terms and connectors search, the researcher has control of how the search will be run. Using connectors and expanders, you can create a highly targeted search. You can determine the order or proximity of terms, search for a specific phrase, or exclude terms. You can also account for variations in word endings by using root expanders. A terms and connector search is useful if you know the specific words or phrases that you are looking for, or have a specific item you are trying to find, such as an article, a case, or you only have the title or party name. With the terms and connector search, you can be very precise with your search strategy. The final search strategy we will look at is advanced searching. Advanced searching is template-based. It allows you to restrict your search to certain fields or segments of a document and use terms and connectors. Each template will vary depending on the content being searched. Conducting an advanced search is a good strategy if you have a discrete research issue in defined content. For example, imagine you have been asked to review patent decisions by Judge Gilstrap of the Eastern District for Texas, issued since July 2015. You would first need to limit your content to the decisions of the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Texas, then click the Advanced Search link. This will bring you to the template where you can enter the judge's last name in the Written By field. Limit by date, and if necessary, add any additional terms relating to your patent issue. This advanced search will ensure that you are only reviewing cases within your time frame issued by Judge Gilstrap. This will save you the time of weeding out irrelevant cases that may have come up with a less precise search. Free legal sites and search engines such as Google have a similar advanced search option that allows you to set up mandatory phrases or limit your search to results on websites with particular domains, again ensuring that you only have to review the most relevant results. Once you have run your search, regardless of the search strategy you used, you will need to evaluate and review the results. Do not assume that the first result is the best result. You will need to read the documents returned and evaluate whether they assist you in the goals of your research. When reviewing results, it is important to be aware of how the platform is ordering them. Is it by date, relevancy, or some other criteria? How your results are displayed may vary depending on the content you searched. Cases tend to be displayed in reverse chronological order, while statutes are displayed in numerical order. Display order will vary across research platforms. Some services allow you to modify default displays through your personal preferences. Filtering tools can also be of assistance in narrowing your search results to the most relevant materials. These tools will be most helpful to you if you have run a search across all or limited content or run a natural language search. Filters can assist you in narrowing results to a particular jurisdiction, date range, or content type, among other options. To review, take time to understand your research assignment. Gather all available facts, identify issues, and generate search terms. Also know the type of work product expected, as well as any time or budget limitations. This is time well spent, as it will assist you in developing the most efficient and cost-effective research plan. In developing your research plan, consider what resources are available to you, whether they contain the content you need, and which search strategies best fit your research assignment based on the preliminary analysis you've done. Next, you're ready to conduct your research. Review search results using features such as filtering or sorting as needed. Evaluate results for content and make any adjustments to your research plan or search strategy as necessary based on your results. This may involve making changes to your search terms or the content you're searching. Finally, once you've completed your research, evaluate the outcomes. Ensure that you've answered the questions posed and that they meet the expectations for the assignment. We will examine these topics in more detail in class through hands-on exercises and will build on them throughout the semester.